Good morning. I'm Tracy Townsend. This is 10 TV News this morning. We are covering breaking news out of New Albany. Just hours ago, we learned at least one person is dead and 5 other people injured after a mass shooting at a warehouse there in New Albany. We have team coverage of this very active situation. We're going to head out to Jay Clyburn, who is on the scene now with the latest for those of you who are just joining us. Jay.
Tracy, good morning to you. I stand in front of KDC1 here in New Albany. This is where the shooting took place around 10:30 last night. We're still getting a lot of information at this hour, so let me go through what we know and what we think. The shooting happened around 10:30 last night in one of these buildings, and there are many buildings on this campus here. And to put it in perspective, we're just north of 161 off Beach Road, and we can't stress this enough. You want to avoid this area if at all possible over the next few hours. There's a large police presence here. Sheriff's deputies, a variety of law enforcement personnel have come out over the past few hours as they continue investigating this. We know that this was a targeted, or at least the police captain said it appears to be a targeted attack. No one is in custody at this hour, but they do say there's no threat to the public. So again, trying to get some more information on there. There is a person of interest, but we don't know that that person is in custody at this hour. We're going to follow up on those questions here in just a little bit. Let me step out of the way so you can get a better picture of what the scene looks like right now. Again, law enforcement responded to this hours ago. Around 10:30 is when someone opened fire inside this warehouse. This is KDC1 here in New Albany. Still a flurry of activity as they continue to look for the suspect. And I do want to bring in one of our reporters, 10 TV's Carly Dion, has been following this for the past few hours. We know you got out here around 1 this morning. There was a press conference. You've been in communication with the PIO and the police chief. What are you learning at this hour about the suspect and the weapon that was involved?
So what we know about the suspect is that there may have been some connection, may have been known to the people in this building, but that's not confirmed. We do not know if the suspect was an employee or not, but we are expecting to get an update. The public information officer for New Albany Police, Josh Poland, says we should get some sort of update on that suspect at some point this morning.
And as far as the weapon used, we know there was at least one gun involved?
Yes, they did recover one firearm, but they have not gotten into any specifics yet as far as what type of firearm it was.
What about the other people? Because we were told there were about 150 employees working at the time of that shooting last night, which is a lot of people to be working at 10:30 at night. Where are those folks now?
Right, it is a lot of people, but these facilities are pretty large, and what we were told is that some of the people actually didn't even know what was happening or going on because it was so noisy in some parts of these buildings. But they did gather all of those people. They brought them to a separate, secure building where they could speak to witnesses, get some statements, allow those people to get in touch with their families, and then kind of go from there.
You've covered a lot of shootings in your career. Have you ever seen a police response like this? This is pretty incredible what we're seeing out here with the flashing lights literally surrounding us right now.
I have not seen a police presence such as this one. When I got here around 1 in the morning, we actually couldn't even get to this point. We're right by, Innovation Campus Way. We could not get this far. We were going down side roads, but this is just a massive industrial park, and so much of it was blocked off towards the earlier stages of it just so they could secure the area.
So less of it is actually blocked off at this hour than
Correct.
Previously?
Yes, it does seem to be getting a little bit smaller, but still a very large scene at this time.
Right. Good to know that they're opening up some of the roads. But again, we do want to tell you, you want to avoid this area north of 161 off of, I believe we're off of Beach Road here. Don't try to come through this area right now because, again, there is a large police presence. And even as we've been standing out here for the past hour, more law enforcement officials are arriving on scene to try and ask questions, to try and get answers to what's going on out here. Thanks for your reporting this morning. We'll check in with you again here shortly. Tracy, we want to send it back to you for now. But again, we can confirm one person dead, 5 injured in this shooting that started around 10:30 last night. Still an active scene out here at this hour.
All right, thank you so much for that, Jay and Carly. I do just want to let people know this is a massive area. Many of you have traveled through that business park area. KDC1 is a facility that produces personal care products, and so it is a massive area. That's what you heard the team there on the scene talking about, just to give you a frame of reference. We want to continue our team coverage right now with Carla Rogner. She's over at Mount Carmel East, which is at least one of the hospitals where we know there is some treatment of people who were injured. Carla, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Tracy, 3 of those victims were taken here to Mount Carmel East, and it's been, as you can imagine, a scary and emotional day for the family members of those victims who found out last night that they had been shot. They were showing up to the hospital and spoke to some of our crews who were here at the time, and as they got here, they didn't even know the condition of their loved ones inside as they were going in. One of them told us they didn't know if their loved one would be dead or alive once they got inside. One of those family members was the brother-in-law of one of the victims. He tells us that his brother-in-law was about 30 years old, worked overnight at the warehouse. They got a call last night saying that he'd been shot, so they rushed here with the family. They'd been going in, taking turns going in and out of the hospital and to the trauma center here. We do know that those 3 victims are being treated here, but we don't know the condition or how they're doing this morning. Police tell us that at least 5 victims were taken to hospitals. Another victim is over at St. Anne's, I believe, but we don't know, again, how they're doing tonight. We're still waiting for an update from police. There has been a police presence outside the hospital this morning. We did just see 3 officers from New Albany leave, but there are still 2 Columbus police officers out here now. But it has been pretty quiet outside the hospital since those family members arrived, so we're still waiting for any updates on exactly how those people are doing this morning. Tracy?
Okay, Carla Rogner, thank you, at Mount Carmel East. Let me recap what we know right now. 1 person is dead. 5 people were transported to hospitals, Mount Carmel East being one of those. The search for the suspect does continue. No one is in custody. We heard that from the New Albany Police Chief, Greg Jones. 150 people were estimated to be in this building at the time of that shooting last night at about 10:30. They were evacuated to another building where they were interviewed so that police could get some information from them. And again, the suspect in here identified but not in custody. If you have any information, New Albany Police have a number for you to call, 614-855-1234. Now, we've been talking about this situation and how massive it is. There is a massive mutual aid being shown out there with the New Albany Police getting assistance from Franklin County Sheriff's Office and the Licking County Sheriff's Office, because this facility, again, so massive, straddles the county lines there. Johnstown, Gahanna, Pataskala Police also helping in this situation. You can download the 10 TV News app to keep up with us as we are covering the situation. Lots of information coming in that we're conveying to you. We also are going to have this on our website, 10tv.com, and our 10 TV app. Now,